Now I see what Brady's always bitching about with his headphones.
Why?
Because of the glasses and the headphones pushing in on the frame. Hurts. So I'm going to go sans glasses. And wow, I didn't realize that my vision was this bad. Well, that's wonderful.
Welcome to 30 and Nerdy. My name is David.
And my name is Old Man Phillips.
Hello, Old Man Phillips.
How are you today, Sonny?
I always think it's funny because whenever I'm at work, they have, intercom announcements that they do.
Yeah.
And there's this one young kid who's like, "What's up?" Fill in blank of the store that I work at. We had this special over here. I always think it's
that
hilarious.
is so odd.
And it's really odd to hear it, too, because you're used to just like, hey, or we have a really old guy who's like, hey, what do you say? We got the good stuff on sale today. Old people.
Have you ever done one of those?
No, I usually do. I mean, I've done announcements, but since I left the gas station, I haven't done one. Just because I haven't. Nobody's asked me to, and I'm like, good. Hey,
come on down to Produce and get yourself a big tomato.
Wacky waving inflatable tube band.
We got frozen cilantro on special.
Yeah.
I saw that post and I was like, oh.
Yeah, there was a ton on there.
That's
usually there's like a little, dusting on there, or some chunks that are big, but that was like a good inch and a half thick on the top.
It just looked like it was more ice than cilantro. I was like, what's going on?
All right, so this is going to be kind of an October special for Halloween. Still not sure what we're going to do for our scary episode this year, but
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure something out. But I would like to start, because a few things we're going to touch on, I think, is Telltale's closing down.
Supposed
closing down or shuttering.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what the other...
Oh, it was World of Warcraft.
WoW being... the WoW Classic being able to be played at BlizzCon 2018 this year.
Ooh.
And then what I want to do, since Brady isn't here this week, we are going to be putting forth 3 movies. We'll all have to pick one and watch it and come back with our spoopiness scale and whether we liked it or not.
Okay. I'm down with that as long as it's not a gore flick.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, because I don't want to just pick like, oh, you get to watch Human Centipede 3.
Because I'll tell you to just go fuck yourself. I'm not watching.
No, I want actual scary movies. Either thriller, suspense.
Ooh, I'll watch Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Yeah, no.
Of the night.
Let's see here. But yeah, when I thought about that, I thought I don't want it to be all gory. It can have some gore in it, but the main thing should be either suspense or just, good scares.
Good horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True horror, not, I'm going to make you puke from watching this because it's so disgusting.
That's not horror. It's gore porn.
Yep, basically. But let's see here. I'm trying to see stuff on Hulu right now.
And we're doing Hulu because AJ does not have Netflix.
Well, I'm gonna assign Brady a movie that I really like. It's kind of on the B side, but I still think it has some good.
Is it the Babadook?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that's not B side horror. That's A to B plus.
Oh, really? I've never watched it. Still.
Yeah, I think it's pretty decent. Let's see here. I want to find one that isn't totally stupid, because I know you've seen Children of the Corn.
Yep.
So I'm not going to make you watch something you've already seen. There's the Blair Witch Project, but have you seen that one?
Which one?
The first one.
Yep.
Darn it, AJ.
I saw it when it first came out. I was but a wee chap when it first came out.
Because we could do Hellraiser, but you've already seen that one.
Yes, sir.
Jacob's Ladder.
I've never seen it.
Let's see what that one is. Jacob's Ladder, 1990. After returning home from the Vietnam War, veteran Jacob Singer, Tim Robbins, struggles to maintain his sanity, plagued by hallucinations and flashbacks. Singer rapidly falls apart as the world and people around him morph and twist into disturbing images. His girlfriend, Jezzy, Elizabeth Pena, and ex-wife Sarah, Patricia Callenber, try to help, but to little avail. Even Singer's chiropractor friend, Louis Denny Aiello, fails to reach him as he descends into madness. Does that sound like something that you would like to pick up for your movie?
Here, I'm going to go check the IMDb on Jacob's Ladder and see how gory it is.
Why does it tell you how?
Yeah. So, Jacob's Ladder here gets a severe on the parent's guide. A man's leg is seen shredded to pieces while still attached to him. A man is stabbed in the stomach with the bayonet, seen up close going in and out and pulled out with blood gushing. And this scene is in multiple times throughout the movie. And then this one right here, I think, is what kind of put the kibosh on it for me is it says, in probably the most disturbing scene, a man is wheeled through a demented and gore-filled mental institution where you see limbs and organs all over the ground, as well as some graphic and demonic imagery that will scare and disturb lots of people. The demonic imagery sounds cool, but
See, I really wish that a lot of like scary movies would come from the No Sleep podcast and pick up stories, because there are some really good ones in there that would make, I think, perfect, amazing movies. Just like one I'm thinking of, even though a lot of them are short stories, but it would be great for those little anthology series like the ABCs of Murder and stuff like that. Because I remember there's this one where the guy had to go down into the, I don't even know if it was a hospital, but he was a security guard somewhere, and you had to go someplace, go down like a flight of stairs, go through a hallway, and then up the flight of stairs or something. He had to go into like a very abandoned, derelict part of the building. Mm-hmm. And then there was like all these severed hands and dead bodies and stuff like that, but he couldn't see them. But you could see them if you were sitting in the security room watching the monitors. And so it just was, I mean, just stuff like that. That's what horror is. Just those great little, I mean, even now just thinking about it, or like the Denver airport one, or there's just so many good stories on there that could be great adaptations for film.
Yeah, it is pretty dope sounding.
How about Zombeaver?
I am not watching that.
Zombeavers is an action-packed horror comedy about 3 college girls who go on a carefree vacation of drinking games, topless sunbathing, and sexual exploration. Their carefree fun comes to an abrupt end when toxic zombie beavers try to eat them. Come on, what's not to love about that, AJ? I feel like that may be a C horror film, not even a B.
I'm not wasting my life watching that.
Come on. You got to take one for the team. I think I might have a good one for you.
I'm watching this scene from Jacob's Ladder that says that it inspired a Silent Hill scene. Oh, hey, this is the scene that I didn't want to see. This isn't that bad. Oh, yeah, that's Silent Hill as fuck. I think I'm going to watch Jacob's Ladder.
You're going to do Jacob's Ladder?
Yeah.
All right, well, if you choose not to do Jacob's Ladder, then I'm going to assign to you Haunted on Prime. I mean, Haunted on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Because it looks, Catherine inherits her father's old estate and heads up alone. She wants to expedite the sale and leave the past behind, but she can't escape before she has faced the secrets inside.
Sounds good.
And then for Brady, I have an excellent one. The Last Shift, which is on Netflix. A rookie cop is assigned to guard a defunct police station for one final night, discovers the terrifying reason that the site is being abandoned. Has lots of devilly stuff in it.
Yeah.
It's I think it's really good. Has a lot of not jump scares, but scares that are just creeping.
Ooh,
like you kind of
best.
I mean, you expect something to happen, and then it does, but it still gets you. That's what it's really good. I think it's really good. I mean, there's only one actress really for most of the film. I mean, there's some people who come in and out, but it's her who's the main one. She just has to watch over this police station for one more night as they're moving to a new precinct.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that they're leaving for the reason that they say. At least when I watched it, I didn't get the picture that they were leaving because of this, but maybe they were. I don't know. I guess they are because it says it in the,
In the blurb.
But there was a time in the movie where she kind of gets out of the police station and is like, I can just walk away right now. And I was like, if I was her, I'd be walking away right now.
Yeah.
I can be a cop anywhere else. Somebody will take me somewhere. I don't need this. I don't need to sit in this weird place. I'll just sit out here for the rest of the night till because there's this agency that she was waiting on to come and pick up all the collect all of the samples and all the from the crime kits and stuff like that to transport to the new precinct. And I'll be like, I'll wait outside until they come, and then you guys go in and do your thing. I'll just be out here doing nothing. But yeah. So Brady, your movie is The Last Shift on Netflix. We'll text him.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to hear this, but I mean, he'll hear this. But for those who are listening, Brady's movie will be The Last Shift. Brady will know this before he listens to this episode.
That is true. And David, I'm going to assign to you a movie that was suggested to me from Brady. It's a cosmic horror. It's called The Void, and it's on Netflix.
Got it.
That's right, Ken. And then I'll be watching Jacob's Ladder, and you'll be watching The Void.
The Void. I like it. I enjoy those kind of spacey, cosmic horror type things. Those are good.
There is a little bit of gore in it. Just heads up.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I figure you can handle gore a bit better than I do.
Most of the time.
So, but I think I just saw the worst scene that
in
was
Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, and
well, it's Tim Robbins, so it can't be that. I mean, at least acting wise, it can't be that bad.
And all it did is make me want to watch it more. So now I'm just like, I'm pumped. I'm pumped, David. I'm pumped.
We are going to have to come up with a 30 nerdy grading scale for the scary movies. But
the mean old uncle in the basement.
I think we'll have to come up with some Stephen King-esque style.
Ooh, I like it.
But that is that for that.
Yep.
How many times can I say that in that sentence?
That and that.
On to our next topic, which is that I am super excited, even though I probably will not be able to buy the BlizzCon ticket. I am really excited, and even though I know I won't get what I want, which is a lot of the modern amenities from World of Warcraft stuck into WoW Classic, just giving us like the Dungeon Finder and certain different things, a lot of the quality of life changes, but just giving us the old content aren't going to be there. But I feel that it will be alive enough if they don't give us like 67 servers. If they're just like, here's 5. And there's like 2 PvP, or maybe 6. So there's 2, 2, and 2.
Yeah.
And then that way, you could link them kind of like they do the Cross Realm, or just link them all together so that they all the chat is kind of together.
That'd be nice.
Or I don't know if you could link like the main cities together.
That would probably be best.
And just allowing for that to come to, to build the population, because I feel like enough people will play it that you won't have the problem that you used to have of like, all right, we're going to try it. Let's do a dungeon. All right. Oh, we can't find a healer. Oh, great. We're now in this group for an hour and a half.
See, that's one thing I was wondering, like, what patch are they going to, like, what 1.x patch is WoW Classic going to fall under?
I kind of hope that they have the Naxxramas, because I know that was in the 60s range. It was hard, but it was there.
Yeah.
And then they buffed it and bumped it up to 70, I think, or 80.
It was...
I want to say 70.
No.
The Wrath of the Lich King, so 70, or I mean 80.
80.
But yeah, I would like to see all those instances. Encourage, AQ20, AQ40.
Yes.
I would like to see Naxxramas 40, BWL, Molten Core. I still love running Molten Core.
Yeah.
I ran the crap out of that when I was in Raid Awesome. Ran the ever-living poop out of it, and I still...
You know what I got out of Raid Awesome?
100 mark.
Bam, 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 bam. I got banned.
And that takes talent.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the WoW Classic, and since they have a demo of it, I mean, it has to be... I'm hoping it's not just a vertical slice, but that it's... You know, I mean, because it's not like it's a brand new game. They're just polishing a turd, basically.
Yeah.
And Mythbusters did prove you can polish a turd.
Yeah. So
get on it.
No, I'm excited for it. I would love to go back and do all that stuff, and because like I remember shit felt more exciting. Or it's like, yeah, I got my tier 1, and you were excited to get your tier 1 or your tier 0.5, and
or when you get to Ragnaros and you'd get your first piece of tier 2, you get your head off of Onyxia.
Yeah,
I remember because I love those Saturdays where you were waiting outside the instance to get that, where everybody showed up and you were just hoping for that invite, and then you got it.
Yep,
and then you're
like, yeah, let's do this.
Because I still remember Brian and I. Playing the crap out of it, especially once we, because we jumped onto a PvP server. I still every time I think of World of Warcraft and Brian and I, first of all, I mean he ran around, he swam around Kalimdor. So because that's the left one, right? As you're looking at the map, yeah, because then it's the Eastern Kingdoms is the other one, and so he swam all around Kalimdor, and that took some time. That was like 2.5 hours, 3 hours just swimming. Yeah. Because it was the first time we'd ever played an MMO. And I mean, it was just so huge. The scope was just something that we weren't used to. Because I remember we were on Teldrassil because we both played Night Elves in our first playthrough to 60. And I just remember going, holy crap, this is huge. This is so amazing. And that was just Teldrassil. And I was like, there's a huge continent just to the east and south of us, and then there's another huge one on the other side of the world that's just as large. And I still remember going from Darkshore to not Darkshore, whatever is the first place that you stop off of from Teldrassil. Yeah. And I'm horrible at getting names, but then there's the first. Here, I'm just gonna look up the World of Warcraft map because my phone had a hiccup, and then I typed in World of, and then it just like stopped, and then apparently it thought I hit a C instead of a W, which is weird because W is all the way up here, C is down here. So I have World of Cumcraft.
Exactly what I was looking for, Apple phone. You know me well. I'm going to be Googling that when I get home.
Okay, so, because I remember running with Brian from Darkshore to Ashenvale. And Ashenvale is the first place where it's like the PvP zone is real. You're not in your safe zone. Yeah. And two things happened. One, that there was a squirrel that ran across the road and Brian decided to kill it. And I was like, because I just heard this little like, beep, or like, squeak, and it died. Yeah. And I was like, what'd you just do? Or why'd you do that? And he's like, it looked at me funny. But I mean, he didn't say it in regular chat. He just said it in like the local chat of not even like the /say, so only I could see it or whoever was in the bubble radius, Yeah. So I mean, that just I died laughing because we were in the same apartment at the time. So I was outside in the living room. He was in his bedroom. And so I just, that shared camaraderie of doing the same thing, but we're in separate rooms. Yeah. Then he played a rogue. I played a priest. And so we both had the ability I could use it if I stood still, where you could just go invisible. But the way stealth works is that if you're high enough level, then the person who is lower level than you will be able to be seen a lot quicker. Yep. And so we were both super low level, like in our teens, maybe. And the High Warlord had come running down from Ashenvale because they were just going up and down, killing all the Lobies, us. And so Brian was able to use his vanish and like run away. And I had to run in because he's like, you need to hide. So I like ran off the side of the road into a bush, sat down, hit my thing. So I went invisible. But when somebody is invisible close to you, you hear that. So you know that somebody is invisible close to you.
Yep.
So he just kind of sat around looking and then just demolished us. Well, me. Brian ran away like the
little pansy
wiener that he is.
That's awesome.
So that's just the feelings that it brings back in me of just all these great times that you had. And part of me is afraid to go back and do it. But I think that I loved World of Warcraft so much, and especially WoW Classic or Vanilla WoW, that it just had so much great content.
Yeah, there was always something to do.
I mean, even like when you went lore hunting and you went to Karazhan, or not, is Karazhan...
Not Karazhan. Skullman's.
No. I was talking the place that's in like Deadwind Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not Skullman's.
Oh, no, yeah, that is Karazhan.
Yeah,
but
so I mean,
at the
that
time,
was like level 70 stuff, but the cool thing was that you could go down there and look at stuff, and that was some of the fun stuff. You knew that something was coming, and you always, once again, we're playing WoW Classic, and you're not looking forward to the Burning Crusade coming, but still.
And it was so weird, like, they had that legendary staff you can make in Naxxramas.
Yep.
And what it did was ported you to Karazhan. That was its special ability. 40 shards of eye test just to be able to port to a
Place that you can't go to for
for another
10
years.
levels.
Or levels. I don't know why I said years.
Yeah, but sometimes it felt like it took 10 years to level.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, I mean, or going to the Stranglethorn Vale and going into the Garabushi Arena. I think that's the name of it.
Yeah.
Still to this day, even at level whatever it is now, 120, I guarantee that I could go there and probably still not get the stupid chest.
I've gotten the chest once.
I almost got it one time. I was like a hair's breadth away from getting it, and then just blammo, got demolished.
It always happens too.
And I think that's with because I fear bombed with my priest. I was like, we're going in. Fear! Get the chest. You're going to get it. Oh, you didn't get it.
Sucks to be.
Failed.
Yeah, you could go out there at like 2 a.m.
That's when I would try and go.
And then some asshole rogue comes up and stun locks you and kills you, and then slash spits on your corpse.
I always slash golf clapped.
Well, that's a lot more endearing than slash spit.
I don't know, because that's more like I pity you so much that I barely have any strength to even give you a clap where you just lightly pitter patter.
Just a little.
I didn't even have the gumption to work up the energy to spit on you. So I'm excited for all that to be said. That all the great feels of World of Warcraft, I'm excited for it. And I am ready to re-up my subscription for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it too. It seems like something that I could really get behind. I don't know if I would be able to re-up my sub for it.
Well, I'm assuming it's not coming out for at least probably a year or two.
Yeah. If that's the case, I could probably do it. But
and see, then
if it were to come out like later on this year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We need to get Brady into it. Oh, yeah.
But we're playing Horde.
Yes.
And I will
to play
definitely be
Alliance.
playing because I really wish that I would have done this because I started playing Shadow Priest, but I watched all the videos for it, and I can't remember what his name is, but there's something dog. and he was a warlock, and he was like way lower level. He was a Chinese warlock, and the guy was just ridiculously amazing.
Okay, so I know exactly who you're talking about, and I've
Drake Dog.
Yep.
And because he would be lower level than the 60s, because they'd be question mark to him, and he would still be just knocking him out left and right.
On his warlock?
On his warlock.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he would use either the Fellhound, or if there were two of them, he would use the Succubus on one and just nail the other one down. And I loved the animation for the Undead Warlock. I loved the spells. And that's why I was really upset, because I leveled a Warlock just so I could have that animation in those spells. And then they changed the Warlock to where the Shadow Bolt wasn't your main damage dealer. And then they even took the Shadow Bolt away.
Yep, I forgot about that.
And so then I was really pissed, because I was like, well, I just wasted many hours on this thing that I was really hoping just to...
Many whelps!
So that is what I will be doing, is I'm going to go back and play a Warlock.
I think that's a really bad idea, David, and here's why.
I will not let you dissuade me. My brother-in-law talked me into a Shadow Priest, and I hated every second of it.
World of Warcraft 2 really talks about the perils of being a warlock. And then it brings up the whole Drake Dog equation. And then so he casts Shadow Bolt in duels, like over, I think he does like 2,000 of them. And out of 2,000, he got like 20, like 10,000 plus crits.
Uh-huh.
And then some 5,000, but never was consistent enough to be. So it's just like, that Drake Dog was just recording and only releasing the best bits of his
I understand
PvP-ness.
I understand. But I fell in love with the Warlock from then. And so then my brother-in-law was like, oh, you should be playing Shadow Priest. They're just so amazing and so OP.
David, you're such a good rogue.
I am secondary to Brian. I was good. This is why I feel my role in life is I'm a great number 2. Basically that Dwight thing where he's like, yesterday I dreamt that the number 2 was the best number in the world. Everybody was like, we're number 2. You're number 2. Because Brian and I were great. Brian by himself could knock tons of people out, kill them. Me, it was going to be about like a 60-40, maybe a 70-30 that I was going to lose. But Brian and I together, as long as we didn't go against paladins, because then it just was bubble heal, bubble heal, bubble heal. Oh, he bubble healed. We'll go this guy. Oh, he's bubble healing now. Great. Now we're both almost dead.
Oh,
we're going to get white damage to death.
And then they're going to... I forgot about shit like that. How sad. But no, like, I mean, you beat Kelmorn on DPS charts. And he was your guys' leader.
Yep. No, that was Buthalaris. But I did beat Buthalaris as well.
Well, Kelmo and Booth can both suck my dick.
And that was with Brutality Blade and Corehound Tooth.
Yeah, there you go.
Hello.
Was it Brutality Blade or was it...
It was Brutality Blade.
I thought you were using Kroll Blade.
Oh, Kroll Blade, that's right. Brutality Blade was the one I wanted, but I could never get. And then the really annoying thing was that we had 2 Foxtrot groups, because we were the third group of Raid Awesome to go through. And then the other group got it to drop. And I was like, son of a gun. And it's not going to drop for me this time. And of course, it doesn't drop for me. Then I went to Blackwing Lair, and the time that we made it all the way to the end, because they had it down pat, so we could just clear through stuff going crazy. And I can't remember, Chromagus dropped the whatever blade that he drops, Chromagus' blade. I can't remember what it's called, but
yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm going to get it. And then our rogue from our guild, who's the leader of our group in Guild Angst, he got it. And I was like, son of a gun. The whole entire reason I'm here is just for these 2 swords. And neither of them... And I still think it took me years when I was like level 80 or 90 to go through
MC.
MC and finally get the Brutality Blade. So I have it in my bank. I never used it, but I have it because I wanted it so badly.
I wanted this blade. I wanted it so bad.
I probably will do.
It reminds me of World of Warcraft, where the best weapon that was geared for warlocks was the staff from Skulloments. And the guy's like, I wanted it. I wanted it so bad. I ran. This is back when Skullomants was a 10-man, and it.
Oh my word! I forgot about that.
And
there's so many good things
going on and on and on about how like he had a group to where they could get it down into like 45-minute, which is really good.
Yeah,
and he ran it every single day for months on end and never got it. And then it's really funny because, you know, it's the warlock versus the rogue, and the rogue's like, why don't you just go buy a fucking crow blade? I bought one in the auction house for 1,000 gold. You dumb fucking idiot. And it's so funny thinking Crowblade only did 41.4 DPS.
It was all white damage.
Yep.
It was just you keep your slice and dice up, and then you spam your backstab, then you get your 5 points. Either you, if your thing is ticking down, back up with slice and dice, or you pop up eviscerate. And I can't remember if we had feint back then or not, where we would dump some of our aggro.
Yeah, you did.
I never had to worry about my aggro because, I mean, my gear was so
you guys
under par that our warriors had no problem with me stealing any aggro.
I remember having a feign death a lot.
Needless to say, we are both super excited for WoW Classic.
Yeah, I'm excited to play a hunter and get stuck in dead zones constantly, to where mages will just come up and freeze you in a certain spot, and then I can't swing and I can't shoot, and they're just gonna fireball dead.
See, I feel like there are going to be a few improvements that they'll make to the game where it's not going to be, here's WoW Classic. You guys wanted it. Here it is, you dogs. Suffer, you nerds.
Just throw rotten meat at us. Here you go, you pieces of shit.
You asked for it.
Here's what you're getting.
I feel like
dead zones are back.
I feel like they'll polish it up and not just give you.
I feel like they will too, but
because I mean, it is Blizzard. They do give you a great product, and they don't give you one until they're ready to give it to you.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be good. The only bad thing will be leveling, but at the same time, if we get Yumi and Brady all playing at the same time, it's leveling together is not bad.
Yeah.
Leveling by yourself is bad.
Terrible. Yeah.
Basically, all I'll do is I will, for the first week, just log in, go to an inn, get that rested XP, burn the rested XP, go back to an inn.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do quests this time around.
Oh, you didn't do quests?
Not from 50 to 60.
Oh my word, that's the worst.
I didn't know where the hell to quest. It wasn't until I hit 60 when I figured out Lights Hope Chapel had all those quests.
Oh, Lights Hope Chapel. That was a fun place to.
And then doing the Tyrion Fordring quest chain and everything else. Like, I didn't even know that stuff was there until I hit level 60.
I also remember we used to go to Lights Hope Chapel all the time for quote unquote church. Because we'd be like, are we going to church today? We could go to Lights Hope Chapel. All right, let's do it.
Oh, on Sundays?
Yeah.
All right, we went to church. Now let's do that thorium circle. Dun, 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 tink, tink.
And you know that's going to be back in...
Tink. Oh, I know.
So we're going to make so much gold from that.
I'm so excited. And I actually know where to fish for the eels. So I'm going to make that eel money because you need it for mongoose
AJ,
juice.
you know that you've never met a piece of gold that you didn't like to spend.
Oh, I know. I'm going to have
I still remember because I would hoard gold like it was going out of style. So I'd have back in WoW Classic or even, I mean, because Burning Crusade really ramped up the gold acquisition.
Yeah.
But I mean, vanilla WoW, I had, I don't know, maybe 5,000 to 10,000 gold, something like that. And that was hard-earned money. I mean, that took a long time. And you're like, hey, can I have a 1,500 gold or some amount of gold? And I was like, sure, here it is, whatever. It was a gift, and then you're like, I think I talked to you the next day, and I asked you, so how much of that gold do you have? None. It's gone.
What did you buy? Well, I got epic Kodo riding.
Yeah.
And then I bought an epic Kodo.
Yeah. No, that wasn't it. That would have been okay. I remember, I think you bought like the training for something, but then you blew the rest on the auction house.
I think what it probably was when, because this is sounding familiar, and I believe it was when I decided to drop farming altogether.
Uh-huh.
So I had engineering and jewel crafting, and I just did nothing but bought raw ore and gems and level jewel crafting from 0 all the way up to whatever it was. And then that's why there was no money left. But I was like, but there should be money coming back from these jewels. And then, sadly, we're going to have to change gears here because, David and I can talk about World of Warcraft all night long, but...
All night long.
All night long. But instead, we're going to go ahead and switch gears here, and we're going to talk about the downfall of Telltale Games.
Telltale
Games.
You
knew what I meant.
I did.
Our audience knows.
I just wanted to
Telltale.
Rib you a little bit.
That's fine. So if you're not in the know, they have stated that they're going to no longer make any more video games. They just recently dropped the last season, episode 1 of the Walking Dead game. And now they're stating that they're not doing any more.
Last I'd heard they were still planning. They said they were still planning on pulling it out, but then it also laid off everybody.
Yeah.
They pulled their product from all the stores.
Yep.
So they say one thing, but then it makes sense that they're probably gone.
They're probably done. And apparently the reason why this happened is because not enough people were buying their games because they were just watching Let's Plays. So this is apparently the very first time that we've encountered a video game company going out of business because of Let's Play.
Well, I think that could be it. It's also that you're not diversified enough. If all you're doing is basically the same game.
I think they shot themselves in the foot because they weren't pushing themselves beyond. I mean, it was the same game, just different background each time.
And the story was great, but then the same thing, because here's my question on when you get a game free from like Xbox Live,
right,
or PlayStation, how does the developer get reimbursed for that? I mean, do they? Or do they just basically, we're giving you a free game hoping that you're going to buy either the rest of the content or the DLC for it?
I'm pretty sure that there's some sort of marketing that goes along with it to where, Sony or Microsoft says, hey, we're going to give you this lump sum amount of money if you let us put your game out for free. Because usually a game comes out for free like 2 years, 3 years after it's been on the market for a long time. And so to the company, it's just like, hey, look, some chump change from this game that we put out a long time ago, and then people will buy the DLC stuff. Or
because I remember right when The Walking Dead and Telltale Games kind of partnered up and came out with it, that we still had whatever iPad, many moons ago, because there was some app that shows you what's free. Like, oh, these apps are free today and today only. And they had their Walking Dead. And so I feel that's also has to be something, because I mean, the game was still fairly fresh and new, and it wasn't that much on, the Apple store, like $4.99, but you're getting it for free.
Right.
And so I just feel, while maybe Let's Plays have hurt sales, I don't feel that it was going to hurt it that much, in that if somebody is watching it because they can't afford the game and they're just watching somebody else play it, most of the time, most gamers aren't going to be, well, I'm not going to play it because I'd rather watch somebody else play it. It's that I can't buy it, so I'm going to watch somebody play it so that I can still at least see some of this game that I really, really want to play. I just can't pony up $60 right now.
Right, and I completely agree with you.
Because most of the time it's not like,
the thing,
I get to feed my gaming habit without actually spending any money. This is so much fun. I'm not even playing the games. Woohoo!
Like Telltale games were usually only like about $15 anyway.
Yeah.
So they were low cost to make, so they were able to ship them at low cost. Plus, they didn't do, physical copies.
Yeah.
But they had this coming for a long time. I remember reading like they were shooting themselves in their foot by not diversifying their games, by not pushing any boundaries with their games, by just sitting in the pocket of, here's what we're comfortable with and here's what we're going to just keep on doing over and over. For some companies it works, but that's usually big AAA companies like Activision with.
But they still have diversification of, like, a Call of Duty, but then they also are doing this over here.
Yeah.
So, there's lots of stuff. You're not just doing, everything is all Call of Duty, just some form and variation of it.
Right.
And
whereas like every game that was done by
Telltale was the same.
Yeah, it was always cell shaded little
heavy story.
Yeah.
Which, they were fun games. I played the first chapter when it came out free, like I said. I played it, but I never felt the need to go and buy the next chapter because I didn't want to pay money for it.
I bought a full game from them with all the chapters, and it was the Wolf Among Us, and I didn't even finish it. It was just kind of a game that I played, and I was like, whatever. And I think that was the issue where it was investing enough at the point to where I did buy all the DLC for it, but it wasn't investing enough that I actually wanted to finish it once the product came out. Because I remember it was supposed to come out like, it'll come out in 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks turn to 3 weeks, and 3 weeks turn to 4, and then you're waiting a month, and then you're waiting 2 months. And I was just sitting there going, well, when the hell is the rest of this game supposed to come out? It was supposed to be every 2 weeks, and now I'm waiting months for a release. This is fucking bullshit, And I think that kind of business practice, which ran rampant through their company, helped the downfall of them.
Yep.
But they want to just say, it's the Let's Players. The Let's Players have ruined us. It's because of them. Nobody wants to buy our product because people would much rather just watch it.
Well, and I think that's the problem with a largely story-driven game where it's only choosing between A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
And so if that's all you're going to do, then I guess I can understand how their style of game lent itself towards not having somebody buy it because they just could watch this cinematic basically, because you weren't really doing anything besides choosing. It was just to choose your own adventure without reading, lots of text. You just had actors and voice acting, and so I can kind of understand, but at the same time, like I said, most gamers, at least my style and what I think of, just like last week, we were talking about Destiny 2, and what did I do? I went out and bought Destiny 2 because I was into it and I really wanted to play it, and you guys got that bug, that little itch in my ear.
Yeah.
Just like when I watch WoW videos, I'm not going, you know what? I don't need to play World of Warcraft because I saw somebody kill Major Domo and
no, I'm the same exact way where,
and I feel that's 90% of gamers are the same way. You get that itch, you get that desire, and you can't get it out of your head until you scratch that itch, which is going to buy the game. Not, I'm going to watch my favorite YouTuber play this game. It's going to be so awesome. Oh.
See, like,
I don't know why I keep on laughing like that.
well, no, it's completely, it's completely fine, David.
That's my weird gamer who just gets his heart on from watching instead of playing.
I spend a lot of time watching Let's Plays by select YouTubers that I enjoy and think they're funny, and I enjoy their
commentary
on the game. And generally, there's one guy I watch, and he plays just the absolute garbage of horror games, and that's pretty much his shtick. Is he plays garbage ass horror games. And yeah, of course, like, I was never going to play those games in the first place. But I mean, he also has series where he does play the games that people are really interested in. And one of his playthroughs was the Walking Dead games. But I never felt interested in watching them, and I never ended up watching them because I just didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you can sell a product to somebody who doesn't care about it.
Yeah. I would agree.
And I think,
but either way, it's sad for the people who worked at Telltale who all got let go.
Yeah, all of them got laid off without any pension or anything. So, I mean, they got royally screwed. So, if anything,
feel bad for them.
Union up.
Yeah. But I feel that this has run its course for 30 and Nerdy.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing I would like to say is next week when Brady is back, I kind of want to talk about, even though I know we've talked about it before, because I just was looking at my Facebook, and it said that there's a saved item. Marvel exec, Spider-Man kicks off new era for Marvel console games.
Ooh.
-IGN. And I know we've talked about this before, but I'd like when Brady's here because he really loves Spider-Man. But just that, how dumb is it? They're like, oh, we made a good superhero game and people loved it and it's selling consoles. This is crazy. You mean we don't have to just push out these crappy games right before a movie releases?
This kind of thing happened before, back when they released Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
One of the best Batman games I've ever played, hands down. And I'm not much of a DC fan.
Nope.
And I fucking love that game.
I'm not much of a DC fan either. I mean, if I have the choice, I choose Marvel just because I enjoy the characters more.
Right.
If I choose DC, I choose Vertigo DC, where they're, the more R-rated version. They're the more darker, edgier comic book or novella or whatever you want to call them. All right. Well, with that, have a wonderful night.
Or day.
Prepare yourself.
Cheer!
For the apocalypse.